Hey everyone, and welcome to Her Own Narrative. This is a space where we gather to share the incredible stories of women. Imagine starting your own business at your own kitchen table with all the love, passion, vision, and ambition, and then taking it where? All the way to Buckingham Palace. That's what our guest has done, who's none other than the most inspirational woman I've ever met, Deborah Mitchell from Heaven Skincare. Welcome to Her Own Narrative, where we share these inspiring stories of women who have carved their own paths personally and professionally. And you know what? They own it. They own their own narratives boldly and courageously, and also unapologetically. Hi, Deborah.
Hello, Nidhi. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Right, so from Miss Shropshire to receiving a royal warrant.
Oh, yeah, it's quite something, isn't it, receiving the royal warrant?
What an extraordinary story it is.
You talk about Miss Shropshire, and what I think about is the whole life of what I'm doing now and what I did when I was younger. I did believe in myself. So the funny thing was, when I was in Miss Shropshire, I was in the competition. There was all these beautiful women around me, and I tell you what I did. I didn't for 1 minute think I was better looking than them or anything, but I did do one thing, and I believe it made me win. So as I walked out on the stage, I had a gold dress on, and everybody clapped, and the light was shining, and they were all clapping. And as I walked on the stage, I believed I'd won, and I believe that made me win Miss Shropshire. It's a funny thing, and it stuck with me a little bit. So when things got a bit tricky in my work or different things, I always believed in myself.
And that's called power of manifestation, isn't it? That's what everybody is talking about nowadays. Believe you've already done it, and
Exactly.
It comes true.
It was. So when they were crowning me, it was almost like they were already crowning me.
It's like a
before.
déjà vu.
Yeah.
It's already happened.
It was, yeah.
That's amazing. What an inspiration, because most of us women out there today are talking about self-worth, are talking about not believing in themselves, are talking about being lost. And you sit here and say you've always believed in yourself. And that's quite a statement. I have actually, and because people say to me, did you ever think you were going to be here? Like actually, with my business being sort of a very successful business. I say multi-million-pound business because obviously it is, but it's not the money that counts for me. No.
It is the achievement. But I did always think that was what I was going to do. I kept on thinking, well, it's going to happen next week or the week after. You know, it was that strong, the feeling. It wasn't like a small feeling. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I think I might do it. It's like, well, it should have happened by now. You know, it was like
I love that.
feeling.
Could you say that again? You are bold, you're unapologetic, and you just know you won it.
That's what I did. And even we've got a beautiful factory. And before the factory we've got now, we had a nice enough factory, but it wasn't fantastic. But this factory is amazing. Our boardroom's got a window by it, and it is really, really beautiful. And I sat in my boardroom not long ago, and I thought, I knew I was having this boardroom. And it's when you're actually sitting there and you visualize something and visualize something happening, and then actually you think, actually it is happening, and these are the things that have happened with me. But it working, I did realize that it does take obviously hard work to achieve things, but it also sometimes is don't stop really. because, you know, if you keep thinking, oh, well, I've tried enough and it's just not happening, sometimes if you've got a conviction, it will happen eventually. It's just probably how long do you want it to wait? I mean, I was 18 years old probably the first time I travelled to somebody's house to do a treatment. And the first product I made, I was 18 years old. And that was at the beauty, it was when I trained. I was very lucky that where I trained as a beauty therapist, I learned how to make skincare products. That was part of my sort of, my training. So I knew how to make skincare products because of that. And so that was my first sort of, really, the beginning of everything, really. But there's been so many times when I visualised things, like even when I was training, I was looking at a blackboard while I was doing my sort of beauty course, and I planned my whole future on that blackboard. I planned that I was going to go into gyms with beauty salons, like have beauty salons within hotels, then have my own product range, and then from there I'd go abroad. And all of those things did come true, but they didn't come true by me actually doing them sometimes. It's like the first gym where I went to, I arrived at the gym to become a member, and they say, "You're a beautician, do you fancy having a treatment room here?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." And I thought, well, that was on my board. That was on my board, you know. So my first treatment room was actually a disabled toilet, and I moved the couch. So it wasn't like a fantastic treatment room, but
it was a start.
But within a very short space of time, within 6 months, I was turning over £12,000 a month. And other hotels said, "You've got a key to this. You know what, you know, everybody's coming to you. Come and do it in our hotel." So I had other hotels that I did, and they bought my skincare.
Isn't that amazing? Wow. And also just for you to sit here and tell your story so openly that, you know what, within a year, within how many months did you say?
6 months.
6 months you were turning 12,000. Not many people will tell that story. And it's very, very interesting that you're an inspiration in that way, that, you know what, women, just get on with it and do it. I read somewhere 99% of businesses fail because they give up.
Yeah, but it's the giving up. It is the giving up. And there is other things with women. If we've got a family, there's always something that the kids need. Or so it is sometimes a block, and it is easier to give up with that. And I don't think that is, you know, it's not an excuse. It's just really is a little bit more difficult.
It's more challenging. It's just how much you want it.
Yeah. And again, I used to gather loads of ideas and various different things around me and help me succeed. But something that I learned early on was, it's not how much you want to succeed, it's what actually you're prepared to lose to make it succeed. Because sometimes you do have to lose something to succeed, and you've got to work out which one's worth it. So sometimes if people are listening to this fantastic podcast and they think, you know, well, I haven't done it yet, it may be that thing that you're not prepared to lose to succeed. I literally was very, very ambitious. I would have I've likened myself to a fox caught in a trap. They gnaw off their leg to escape. And for me, I felt like I would gnaw off my leg to succeed. You know, that's how strong my passion to succeed and to achieve. It wasn't like a trample on anybody, because I think I've helped a lot of business in the process. There's been a lot of businesses that have come to me for advice and that, and a lot of charity things that we've done. So I think it's just, you do have to know what you're prepared to give up.
It's a passion, isn't it?
It is a passion.
How much do you want it? How
that's
badly
it.
do you
That's
want it?
what I'm trying to say, is how badly,
do you want it?
know,
Like
yeah.
I always say, I was talking to somebody, it's like, oh, I dream of a 6-pack every night. And then in the morning, I don't go to the gym.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't want it. It's not, I just don't want it that badly.
Yeah.
If I want it that badly, I would do it. But I want my work to be something, and I would be here middle of the night. I would make my work because I want it so badly. So it's what you said. How badly do you want? And I think with the women, what I understand is we are not ready to bet on ourselves.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
takes so much. Women are always so averse to risk. I don't know. I don't want to generalize it, but overall, when you talk to women, it's like, oh, I don't know if it's gonna work. Oh, I don't know. So what if it doesn't work? Give it a go.
Exactly.
If it works, it might change your life. So
It's definitely, and stick with it. Don't
stick with it.
Don't let yourself. I mean, when I opened my salon at the Holiday Inn, and it achieved really well. At that time, I'd split up from my husband, my then husband, and it wasn't the best situation being married to my husband. And I put a lot of effort into my work, and I do think having time to put effort in is fruitful.
Definitely.
It is fruitful. So it is more difficult if you have got a family, or your time spent between looking after, your parents or something. Because it's not just families. You could not have a family, but you might have elderly parents and things like that. All of that is more difficult. So you do need to carve out time for
Definitely.
yourself.
It's a luxury of having that time as well to put yourself in the place where you're like, that's it, I'm all in. So yeah, it's great. I've got a question for you. What does success mean to you? Because you said it's not all about the money.
No, success to me is just achieving. Success does change for me. So success was for my business to be all over the world, and people on the name on everybody's lips. And when you do achieve those milestones, which I don't know how many years ago now, probably 15 years ago now, when we hit our sort of millions and millions of pounds, and money got a little bit more easier within the company, and there was big posters of me in South Korea holding a pot of somebody else's cream. That was probably success. And opening my Heaven store in Taiwan, and being on telly all over Taiwan, and being in, that looked like success. To me now, success now is different, because I have my daughter who's 27, Ella. She works with me. And so success now for me is success for her. That's the difference now.
So what you're trying to say is success changes, the milestones change, success changes with it.
Exactly. Now, if it was success for me now, I feel like I've achieved as much as I've wanted to achieve within that. I love doing my job. I love treating customers still. And success to me is still treating the customers. And I really want, success now would be to help more people. I've said I've helped some businesses, and I'm proud of that. I had somebody phone me up and said they were doing it. They'd got a business idea, and they'd text me, and I thought, oh, I don't think that business idea is a good business idea. So I met them at the Crown Pub in Tettenham, and I sort of very carefully said, I think you ought to perhaps not do these plastic bands that she was going to do, and I think you ought to do I'm doing collagen, so I think you ought to do some collagen. And she opened a business called Absolute Collagen. She sold a business for, I don't know exactly how much, but people say it was about 10 million. And I was very proud of giving her the idea to do that. and it's been lovely to meet other business owners, but that was a one nice success.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's nice to be there to make somebody else's vision come true as well. I think that's a very fulfilling way of living.
And don't get me wrong, she's been very successful in her own right.
Yeah.
The idea was only mine to give her.
Yeah.
And push her in the right direction. But I think sometimes when you're open to other ideas from other people, never be closed off.
Never be closed.
Yeah, that's
we all try. Most people try to put themselves in a little box. Be open-minded, because you don't know what brings next. What is? It's a journey. It's not a destination. This could be a journey. You don't know where it's going to go next. So keep yourselves open. I definitely believe in that.
And I think really another thing as well, when you do go through tricky times, one thing that I always think about when times have been trickier, I've thought to myself, what you can do is work out where you want to go to, imagine you're actually there, and then see how you feel about that situation, and then work out how you got there. So
say that again.
Backwards.
Say that again.
Instead of thinking I want to go there, I want to go up a mountain, say I want to go to the top of that mountain. So don't say I want to go to it.
Yeah. Say I've already got there.
No, imagine you're on the mountain.
Okay.
So you're on the top of that mountain and work out which path it took you to get there, but also work out how you feel.
What a profound thought is that. That is so amazing. So you're saying, okay, I'm going to make this clear for everybody. What Deborah said is, whatever you want to achieve, imagine you've already achieved it. Now go backwards. How did you achieve that? Also, now think, how do you feel achieving that?
The feeling is really important, because what I realised when I was on top of my mountain, as I call it, I felt bored. And I thought to myself, I know it's the journey. So then any time the journey was difficult, and any time an occasional difficulty arises now, I always think, remember, I was bored. The difficulty is a part of my journey.
You enjoy the challenge. You want the pressure. I love that, because we were in a meeting yesterday and the question was, who's here who's going to say they don't like problems? And suddenly, to say the right thing, my hand went up, and then I was like, no, actually I love problems. Yes. I am a problem solver. You give me a problem, bring it on, and I would love to solve it. So give me any problem you've got, personally, professionally, and I will sit again. If I'm there, how am I going to get there to make it right?
Exactly.
That is very profound. Thank you for sharing that.
When I was a young girl, like wanting to sort of do really well in my business, and I wanted my skincare everywhere, I thought, wow, this is going to happen in 2 seconds. So I got asked to go to Hong Kong when I was younger, asked to go to Hong Kong, and they wanted to buy my products in Hong Kong. And when I got there, everybody wanted the products. And when I got there, I picked up one of the bottles. They were handmade bottles, and there was a bit of water on the side, and I thought, oh, that's strange. And in transit, the bottles were pressurized and they'd leaked. And they were homemade bottles, bought from a company, but they were homemade bottles, blue bottles. I liked them very much, but a little hole had appeared in the side because of the pressurizing. And I was like, I haven't got enough money to change my packaging. This is the obstacles I'm putting in front of me. I'm never going to do it. So I didn't sell it to anybody. I came back. I wouldn't do it. I put all these obstacles in front of me. So I'd got names and addresses of people, the cards. I went back to work. I got all these cards of all these people that wanted to buy my skincare. And I just stuck them in the drawer. And every couple of days I'd look at the cards and say, I can't afford to change my packaging, so I can't do it. A year went by, And I thought, every other day I've looked at those cards. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not looking at those cards anymore. And I thought, no, it's not the bottles. I was frightened of the success. I wasn't frightened of the failure.
Right.
I was frightened of the success. And I thought to myself, do you know what? No. Because every single day for that year, I'd looked at those cards and it'd been in my head. Now, if I'd have changed my packaging, or if I'd have done it and I'd failed, I wouldn't have had to think about those cards. So every time there's something that's a problem, I want to succeed or fail in it, but I want to take action.
You've taken action.
Yeah, that
You've
was it. I
taken action.
wanted to do it, and that was it. And different things in my life happened, stupid things, and I learned lessons from everything. So that was one lesson. So how I came to have enough money to change my packaging, somebody came in and said they were buying a house, and I thought, I think I'll buy one of those houses. So I bought a house. Said to my husband at the time, I was married again then, and I said, oh darling, I said, I've just got something to tell you. I bought something. Oh, what dress have you bought? No, I've bought a house. Anyway, so I bought this house, remortgaged it, used the money, did change my packaging. Just at that time, Victoria Beckham had the old blue jars. She'd got one, and it had changed her skin. It was called Age Defiance, and it had made her skin look really young, smooth, and it stopped her spots. And she'd phoned up and thanked me, and then everybody bought these blue bottles, so it gave me more money to change my packaging to the new packaging. And then I thought to myself, I don't want to just be in this country, I want to be abroad, I want to be in different countries. So then somebody phoned me out of the blue from Dubai, and I went over to Dubai, and in a week I'd achieved more in Dubai than I had in probably about 10-15 years in England. And we'd gone all over Dubai, and so that was really, really successful. At that time, I wasn't treating Camilla Parker Bowles at the time. I wasn't treating her. And we were successful, and I was in department stores. But I have to say, it was a struggle. So it was a struggle. I'd be working night and day, and with the kids as well. They'd come and see me behind the counter, but I'd still be working 7 days a week. And my husband would say, are you ever coming home, you know? And still it was difficult to pay the bills because I was expanding. If somebody had said to me, oh, you're not going to have any money for a long time if you have a skincare company, I'd have said, no, that's not true. But it was true, because there was always something that the skincare needed, or something that you need to do testing on, or just various different things. And so adversity did come at a cost, because for me, people didn't think I should have achieved. So they put pressure on different aspects of the business, because I was sort of like just a bit normal, really. There wasn't any airs and graces, and I would work behind the counter. Even the other counter girls would like say, she can't possibly own this company because, you know,
It's your
she's
baby.
working.
No one else can sell
She's
you.
working behind the counter.
I feel you are the biggest brand ambassador of your own brand. How can anyone else sell the way you sell? That's amazing.
I did.
Yeah.
I did sell, and we achieved such a lot. We were achieving the best sales altogether.
That's amazing. How does your personal journey as a woman influence the narrative of Heaven Skincare?
Oh, so much so. Because even to my treatments, when I'm creating treatments, my treatments make people's skin look younger, but they make them feel better. So it's so important, and All my products make the skin younger, but also they've got phytotherapy in them, so they actually make you feel and they evoke feelings within you. So when you look in the mirror and you're applying something like my orange flower hydrogel, which is another famous person is Kylie Minogue, that's her favourite product. When you apply that, it stops fear in your body. So you're applying it every day to clean your skin and make your skin look amazing, and it does make your skin look younger, but it evokes this feeling of home and safety within you.
How did you come up with that formula?
It actually is the neroli, the product in there is the blossom of flowers, orange flowers, and it's expensive because flowers are, you know, they're sort of very small really, and you need a lot of them to create it. But it was made for one of my customers years before, and I made it for them, and it evokes feelings of safety, and also it helps homesickness and things like that, so it makes you feel like you're at home within your own skin as well. So it's quite a special one. It's one of our top sellers.
What's your favourite product?
My favourite product was the first product I ever made, which is Age Defiance Moisturiser.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, we still do, and I love it. I love it. And it makes the skin look really young. It doesn't have a scent to it. That's the one that doesn't have a scent. And it's got a very special ingredient, a type of hyaluronic acid that's only found in my products and nobody else's. So it's a DSH, it's a special one. And I'm proud of it because the ingredient's very expensive, so nobody puts it in. But it makes the skin look very young. You can use it on your eyes. It's just a brilliant product, and that is the one that Victoria Beckham used.
Very interesting. Did Bee Venom make you the most famous?
Money. Yes.
And the most money? Yes.
Yeah, yes, it did. Ingredients. Yeah.
I feel like we can talk all day, or probably all night. There's so much to talk about. Very quickly, I'm going to ask you one more thing. From your journey, and actually, the achievement is crazy. What is your message for women who actually think they can't do it? They feel stuck, they feel lost, and what is your message to them?
Well, what's very important is not that any woman thinking I can't do it. If you keep thinking you can't do it, what is the alternative to that? Why every day you're going to feel you can't do it? Why don't you just try and do it? And then, even if you don't succeed, you know you've tried. And I think that is a very important thing, to keep trying.
Keep trying.
Yeah.
Take that bet on yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Don't sit there and say, I can't, because if you can't, you can't.
Well, if you can't, you don't want to, don't think about it again. Because it just ruins your life thinking about things that you can't do. Think about something you can do and do that well. Then do the next step. Because you know that thing is like, you know, you hear it time and time again. Just take one little step. You don't have to run a mile.
No.
Just take that one little step. See where you are after that one step's been taken. Then take the next step.
Be fearless. Just take the step.
Yeah.
Even if it's the tiniest, smallest step. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
just take the
that
step.
one step.
Move.
I mean, if you think about it, you know, for me to be no business, I haven't got any business background, and for me to have this business now and to go to palaces and to be given a royal warrant with the staffing levels that we've got and everything, when there's big companies like, I don't know, Weetabix, Wilkinson, Jams, massive companies, and they've got a big infrastructure, and it's just our small company really. I mean, it's a bit bigger than it was.
Yeah, a small company.
It's a big thing, but it was small at one time, you know?
Yeah.
You know, to have that, I mean, that it's still family run, and it is still self-funded.
Very nice. How proud are you of it, Deborah?
I am actually very proud, yes.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And if somebody wants to go out there, create their own skin range or beauty salons or whatever they want to create,
It is possible.
it is possible.
It's so much easier this day and age because there is Instagram, there is things. I mean, you used to have to go on QVC to sell something. Now you don't have to do that. You can just sell it from your Instagram, from your Facebook, and as long as you've got a good product, people will buy it.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure talking to you and so insightful. I feel like we need to have another series with you to talk about all the ranges and amazing products you have.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Hope you all enjoyed that. It was an amazing, insightful podcast, amazing time with Deborah. So inspiring, so lovely, and such a kind person. Thank you. That's our story for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, every woman has a story worth telling. If you have one or know someone who does, please reach out. Let's keep this conversation going. Thank you for being part of the community. Her own narrative could be yours, your own narrative. Like to follow, subscribe, and like. See you till next time.